Erika Kirk. Erika. You know what never gets talked about is how tragic this situation is. Charlie Kirk, a young man being assassinated, and his widow, Erika Kirk, and all the conspiracies and all the internet chatter that goes along with it ever got here. How did it ever rise to this level? Is it the media's fault? Is it the podcasters? Is it the freaking internet? Is it Erika Kirk's PR team, or is it Erika Kirk herself? Well, I think I speak for a lot of us when I say that I just want to know what the heck happened to Charlie Kirk on September 10th, 2025, and how in God's name his widow has become front and center of ridicule and controversy. Welcome to the Joe Rossano Show. Can't help but ask why this keeps happening. How did it ever get this far? And who's to blame for all of this? Well, I'm going to assign some blame. Before I do that, if you could be so kind, this really helps. Please click the subscribe button. If you like this sort of thing, please click like. If you think your friends or your family is going to like it, please share. Please comment. And if you want some more of this cool stuff, please click the notification bell. It'll let you know every time I drop an episode. Conspiracies, okay? Think about this, folks. Do you know what Erika Kirk reminds me of? Dorothy at the Wizard of Oz. And for some reason, that young woman just doesn't seem to click those heels. Her PR team has got to be the worst I have ever seen in my life. How can they let her, after her husband dies, walk out on stage in leather pants? I gotta tell you, I would have resurrected myself and really laid into my wife if she would have done that. And it gets worse. She walks out to a bunch of pyrotechnics at his memorial, calls it the event of the century, and sells T-shirts. Then she becomes CEO, right? And what does she do? She is scared, or she wants to go home, or she doesn't feel safe. Well, CEOs don't feel safe, Erika. Your husband just got assassinated. Did you see that? Because I sure did. The whole planet saw it. So are you safe? I mean, respectfully, probably not. Do I wish evil on you? Of course not. I wish you all the best and your family. But at the end of the day, folks, this situation has just gotten too far. She should not be the subject of headlines across the internet, across the media, across podcast land every single minute of every single day. So why is she? Well, I got to tell you, either she is young, quite frankly, and just doesn't know what she's doing, or B, she has like the worst people telling her to do the worst things. I mean, let's think about recently here. Okay. We could say that she did some stuff early on. She didn't know any better, etc. She goes on Charlie Kirk's show. She calls out Candace Owens for claiming that Candace claimed that she murdered her husband. Wearing Lord knows what. Respectfully, I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but did you see what the woman was wearing? I thought she was going to bust a cap. And I got to tell you, folks, she digs a hole. Okay. And what does she do? She keeps digging. She doesn't stop digging. And once she's at the bottom of that hole, do you want to know what else she does? She shoots herself in the darn foot so she can't get out of the darn hole. Unbelievable. I'm going to play a clip here. It's just a couple of days ago. Okay. Hillsdale College, Erika Kirk is making a commencement speech. From what I understand, the students weren't real crazy about it because they weren't sure if she was qualified to make a college graduation commencement speech, but Erika did it anyway. And I'm going to run a clip of what she said here and why it's so controversial. So let's take a look.
With that, Charlie would often encourage people, like Dr. Arnn said, to get married young, not rushed, but young. And congrats to those who have been married or are married in this room. But it's special. You'd also say have more kids than you can afford. But I just want to encourage all of you, to the men, you are called to provide. You are called to lead, to anchor your families in strength and consistency. To the women, you are called to nurture, to build, to shape lives with wisdom and endurance. These are not secondary callings. They are among the most significant ways a life can be rightly ordered. With that, Charlie would often encourage.
What? I mean, she was married to Charlie Kirk, was she not? Would Charlie Kirk tell the whole planet Earth, don't go to college, didn't he? It's a waste of time. Did she go there and say, hey, you know what? Thank you for having me here at Hillsdale, but you all wasted your time. Just ask my husband. And did she tell a bunch of graduating college kids to have kids early and more than you can afford? And to get married early, and men are called to lead and women are called to nurture? I have a daughter. She's not too much younger than Erika Kirk, believe it or not. Yeah, I am that old. That's not what my wife and I tell our daughter. You know what I tell my daughter? My wife tells our daughter, don't depend on a man. That's exactly what I say. I mean, believe me, my father told my sisters, don't depend on a man. I think that was sound advice. Nurture. Get married young, have more kids than you can afford after you just worked really hard to get a college education. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, and by the way, as mentioned, my husband didn't want you all to go to college anyway. I just cannot believe that sometimes this woman has the audacity to do what she does. And then she wonders why she catches so much darn crap all the time. So either it's got to be one or the other. Either Erika, it just doesn't get it, has no PR skills whatsoever, or the folks around her are just watching her wreck the train. I just can't understand this. Sorry if I sound a little frustrated, but I see comments from folks all the time saying, I'm sick of talking about Erika. Everybody's sick of talking about Erika, including me. I don't know if Candace Owens is, but everybody else is. But it's just a cavalcade of errors day in and day out. And these are not accidents. These are unforced errors. Erika Kirk going on television and saying I didn't date 5 years before I met Charlie. When we saw Cabot Phillips and JT Massey, Erika, she doesn't drink. We saw you on television. There is a camera out there, Erika. Now, honestly, when you look at the media, when you look at the podcasters, when you look at the internet, I say this, none of them that say either or insinuate that Erika is a handler put in Charlie's life to watch over him. And when he went rogue, she conspired to have or helped him out, conspired to have him assassinated. Nobody knows that for sure. Nobody. Candace Owens, not anybody. Now, Candace raises some very interesting points, and some of the information that she gives us is pretty sound. But again, at the end of the day, my problem with Candace is twofold. One, this Brigitte Macron has a penis without like saying it. That bothers me. And I think maybe Candace is too personal in this situation. It's too personal. But what I am doing is anybody out there who says they know for sure, I'm calling BS, because everybody, including Candace, can't prove this in court. If you took everything every podcaster said, no matter how good they are, and got lawyers, a judge, and a jury, it just wouldn't hold up. And I want to know where the darn whistleblowers are. I mean, it takes a lot to get this kind of thing going, to have this kind of conspiracy out in the middle of broad daylight. Somebody as high profile as Charlie Kirk. It's not like two people talked about it at the bars and pulled this off. It just doesn't work that way. Now, a Baron Coleman, right? I got to give him credit. He does really good research. Guy's a lawyer. He's got 15 diplomas on his wall. And again, seems to do a very good investigation. If you're watching, Baron, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, sir. Christ is king, and that is indeed. But if he were here, I think he would say that he doesn't know for sure, that he can't prove it. I'd be shocked if he didn't. Now, federal law enforcement, state law enforcement, the governor of Utah have made matters worse. They really have. Go out and touch grass. First, we got them, and then we got somebody else. And then, well, now we're not talking about it. It's a state case. No wonder why this darn thing still won't go away. Now, getting back to Dorothy, and that's AKA Erika Kirk, being able to click her heels, okay? Kiss the scarecrow goodbye and go back to Kansas. Go on Candace Owens and fight her out. The only thing I can do is put myself in that situation. My wife is this big time TPUSA influencer, right? She gets assassinated, and hey, I'm the husband. So, I imagine there's going to be some suspicion. But if somebody that, especially knew me personally, like Candace knew Erika and Charlie, made these comments, I'm knocking on their door. Hey, let me in. Get the camera ready. Ask me anything you want. Let's slug this thing out right here on the air. That's what I would do. Really, I would. No question about it. And that goes for anybody. Going to defame me that way and claim that you didn't do anything, then look, you got a nonprofit organization. You benefited from it. You got millions of dollars. And speaking of the millions of dollars, Erika Kirk has access to tens of millions of dollars to pay influencers and PR people. And either she wasted her money, or they don't know what they're doing, or she doesn't listen to them. It's one or the other. So I say, Erika, come on my show. And I get it. Or somebody like me. And I will tell you why. Because I don't have any skin in this game. I'm not too personal. I am willing to say, you know what? I have no freaking idea what really happened on September 10th, 2025. I don't. Now, let's talk about Tyler Robinson here. Okay, this is a very interesting story. So think about this very carefully. What I do when I watch a movie, I watch it from the beginning all the way to the credits. So let's do that with Tyler Robinson. 22-year-old kid, which is exactly what he is. He goes onto the campus, and that's not a big deal because there's a lot of 20-somethings on that campus. He gets on the roof with security everywhere, with a rifle, and steady hand, one shot hits Charlie Kirk in the neck. I have experience with munitions. And two things. Number one, the caliber of bullet that they're claiming, a 30-06, it just does more damage than that. I mean, really, how can people think we are that stupid to try to sell that story? I mean, why didn't you just say it was a 9mm rifle? I mean, it made it easier on everybody because at least it was a little more believable. Anybody go to a gun range or any of that kind of stuff and shoot some rounds, try a 30-06 one time against a target and look at the target after you shoot it and see what happens. It's not a hole this big in somebody's neck. It just doesn't work that way. So now we got every conspiracy from a single shot to somebody shot him from behind to his microphone exploded, some kind of device. I'm having a hard time with this Tyler Robinson thing out of anything that's happened. Really, I mean, Here is watching the movie again from the beginning to the credits. Can you imagine? Put yourself in his place. You're 22. You don't have a whole lot of life experience. You get on a roof, acting alone, completely alone. You plan this whole thing out yourself. When I was his age, I was a lifeguard, and you take one shot. Now, if it was pop, 8, 9 shots and one of them hit him, two of them hit him, sounds reasonable. But to have a steady hand like that, have your blood run cold like that, to take one shot and hit Charlie Kirk in the neck. I got to tell you, some people say it's doable, but again, I have some experience, just at the range and stuff, and I don't see it. Now, here's another thing killing me. It's killing me here. Are these text messages, right? You have a text message exchange between a couple of 20-somethings. Now, as mentioned, I got a daughter. She's a 20-something. She texts my wife and I all the time. She is a very well-educated person, and she never sends texts that are completely grammatically correct, like those text messages with commas and ellipses, ... It's just, it looks like somebody removed some stuff, okay? Look like the Nixon tapes, and it just doesn't jive that two young people would communicate that way in that kind of language. I mean, I'm just a parent who has a 20-something. That's just, I got to tell you, I just don't get how those text messages were that clean. And folks, this situation won't go away because, quite frankly, I just think Erika doesn't let it go away. She was supposed to be a stay-at-home mother, a trad wife whose husband believed that you shouldn't go to college, that it was a waste of time. She says women need to nurture, men need to lead, and she's CEO of a company. She had a New York real estate license. She had a clothing line. And she has the audacity to go to a college, give a commencement speech, tell those college kids to get married early and have more kids than you could afford, for men to lead and women to nurture. This is why she catches all of this crap. This is why that the I'm sick of Erica's out there have to deal with this, because quite frankly, Erika, who has the, let's say, the power to probably put a stop to this, doesn't. And every time she makes a statement, it produces two more questions. And at the end of the day, folks, when the chips fall on the table, we get down to the brass tacks. Erika Kirk, I regret to say, has a lot of liability in what has gone on here. It's not all her fault. It's not all her fault. But she has made matters worse. I got this thing I do, hashtag an Erika. And you know what that is? When you have a completely horrible situation and you make it worse. My house is on fire. Maybe I'll spray gasoline on it. I got a headache. Maybe I'll bang my head against a wall. That's an Erika. Erika. Goodness graciousness, madam. Knock it off. Think. Talk to someone like myself who isn't trying to hurt you. You go on Fox News, they love you. You go somewhere else, they're going to say you killed your husband. At least I'm objective. And at least it would look like, hey, you know what? I didn't go on Fox News. I didn't go on, respectfully, Rogan. I went to this Joe Rossano guy because that was probably the best place to get my story out. So, Erika, the invitation is there. As always, my dearest friends and fellow Americans, I really appreciate you hanging out. Again, please subscribe, like, share, comment, click the notification bell. All latest episodes of the Joe Rossano Show. Please don't forget to adopt a pet. God bless you. See you next time.